Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today on an absolutely beautiful day here in Hollandale Beach. Closing day of the Sunshine Meet. Brian Nadeau and our buddy Mike Welsh joining me with the racing form on Picture Perfect, Fast, and Tapeta, and soon to be firm next Friday kind of day. But closing day here, Mike, and exciting trainers race going on here. Last day.
Yeah, like I wrote today, that's the best race of the day for
Absolutely.
me. The three trainers going for the title, Safi, Barboza, and D'Angelo. So they all have a lot of ammunition to fire. A couple of scratches surprised me, though,
Yes.
from a couple of those camps, too. But we'll see how things sort out, and it'll be fun going right to the end if that's how it transpires.
Yeah, without a doubt. We'll talk about it in the lightning round, but Victor Barboza Jr. starts the day with a one-win lead over Safi, and Victor dodged a lot of bullets yesterday. A lot of low-odds horses from Safi and Jose D'Angelo didn't win, got nailed on the line, and Victor picked up one himself. So it's an exciting day, like Mike said. They're all kind of loaded for bear throughout this 11-race card, and of course, it's not a mandatory day, but the Rainbow Six is up to $75,000, and the gross jackpot guarantee. A pool will be comfortably higher than that. We should get around $100,000 for sure. That'll go in race 6. I've got a ticket for that, but the early pick 5 kicks off in the opener of this 11-race card in about 51 minutes to post, and I've got a ticket there as well. So we'll take a look at that. A $48 play for me. A couple horses in the opener. In race number 2, the 4 Honor Gold for Jack Sisterson. The spread is in race 3. I'm down on the inside to lure him in. Good to see him back here. Herm Walensky off the claim. In race number 4, I'll go 21. Kelly Breen and Paco Lopez with Flip My Id. And in race number 5, this is my long shot, and it was a scratch-riddled race, so unfortunately I'm not going to get as big a number as I hoped on the 11 Last Glory, but he should still be a square price in there. She off the claim for Matt Siami. That's a $48 ticket. We'll get to the opener, and Mike kind of hit at it when we were just talking a minute ago that there were some key scratches for the key training title contenders in here, and Majestic Venezuela is out of race 1. That is the one horse for Victor Barboza. We're going 1.70 on the Tapeta for this maiden special weight for the 2-year-old fillies. Mike, you go with the 5 Mojave Desert. Did you have Majestic Venezuela on top?
No,
Okay.
I had him second. I had Mojave first. Just a lot of questions to answer in here. Horses going from turf to Tapeta, from dirt to Tapeta, from short to long. A lot of these horses have just had one race under their belt. Are they going to improve? It's hard to gauge who will move forward, who won't. I took a horse. There's a lot of horses shipping in from out of town I haven't seen. I'm just looking at their form. I'm going to take a horse that I've seen already. Obviously, his first race was a terrible disappointment. Mojave Desert. The horse worked tremendous. Caught a killer. I mean, that Sweet Hazley was actually my top pick that day. A first-timer that had worked just as well as Mojave Desert. Mojave Desert did not run at all. So now they're going to stretch her out, move her to the Tapeta. She came back and worked well over the Tapeta. I got to give her another shot. She's got stamina on the dam side. She looks like she's going to get loose on the lead. A lot of days after we take some moisture on the Tapeta. We talked about this last week with Samantha, and her theory there proved out that day we were talking about it. Speed dominated after the wet weather. So everything being equal, with the scratch now, you're not going to get 8-1 on Mojave Desert and Safi Joseph and Edgar Zayas, but going to take a shot that he might be able to, she might be able to get loose on the lead. Threw in some price horses after that, Fluid and maybe Magic, both coming from Keeneland. Fluid also broke from a tough post, caught a killer first time out. The winner of that race came back and won an A other than at Churchill, again by 9 lengths. So, excuse me, great breeding. Riley Mott, I'm going to try that one again. And maybe Magic, good breeding also, a $500,000 Charming Kitten on the turf, a grade 3 winner. So lots, you can make a good case for a lot of them here. I know you'll go in another direction.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of horses that maybe one of us will be right with one of these picks.
Yeah, Torpedo Anna that Mike alluding to for Kenny McPeak, and Kenny will be down here at the championship meet. I think she's going to win the Goldenrod today up at Churchill. I went with Perilous. Always did have her on top. She's a gun runner filly, going 5.5 on debut is not what she wants to do. Now she stretches out for Jose D'Angelo. Maybe he picks one off early and makes everybody sweat a little bit. I expect a big move forward from her second time out. Early pick 4 in race number 2 will go flat 1 turn mile on the main track. These are 3-year-olds and up. The tag is $10,000. Samantha's got that early pick 4. We'll take a quick look at it now, and of course she'll be back with me for the championship meet on Friday. $13.50 ticket for her. She'll single black belt in race number 3. Black belt scratched out yesterday in a race that Pete Walder won to run here today. Pete had 3, going to run here with black belt. $13.50 early pick 4 ticket for Samantha. We'll get to this second race now. We scratched a 1 down on the inside. Gustav is out of this race. Mike Grand Daniel, here's a Victor Barboza first-time starter that I think is very interesting and possibly dangerous in here.
The horse has worked well. He showed speed in the morning. He's got, has shown enough ability for me to just take a shot first time out. I know going a mile is tough to do for any horse, especially bottom level maidens.
Sure.
But the competition it's just, they're bottom level maidens. He reaches out. Victor reaches out to his number 1 rider, Jaramillo. I think this horse is going to show early speed. The scratch of Gustav will probably help. That was speed there. Corporate Affair will have some speed as well, so hopefully won't get in a duel. But just kind of a default and semi-workout play for me on Grand Daniel. Honor Gold is obvious if he runs back to that big race at Churchill down for the maiden 16 with the good buyer there. Finished second of 9 and against probably a little bit better field, but going to take a shot with the first-time starter.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. We can show a stat here as well. You look at your racing form. Victor Barboza, 8% on debut, 8% with maiden claimers. What I did was I took this back 5 years into this area right here. First-time starter, maiden claiming Gulfstream dirt. He's actually a lot better than that. Mike, I don't know anything about this horse. You said this horse worked well. I think it's pretty obvious based on the entries the last few weeks. Victor wants to win this title. I'm not saying this horse is a maiden special weight horse by any stretch of the imagination, but I think we've seen in the last few weeks maybe horses at a level below maybe where they could run to try to get wins.
Yeah, I asked Jose D'Angelo that same question, if he was maybe sort of jamming the box a little to win the title. He said no. He said he's putting the horses where I think they belong. And maybe that's the case for Victor here. But look, they only paid 14 for the horse, so they're running him for 10. It's just not a bad spot. If you win and you get claimed, you're still going to come out a little bit ahead too. So it may be a little bit of both there. And again, I don't know. Going a mile, we'll see. He doesn't have a lot of works under his belt, a lot of 3As, just a couple of halves. So fitness could be an issue. But Victor does 10. I see them gallop in the morning. It looks like they get some stamina in there. So just a shot here. I wish he could get loose on the lead. The 7 wasn't in here, so we'll see how things shake out in that opening turn. We know Emicio tends to be a little bit
very aggressive.
So.
Sure. I went with the 4 Honor Gold. Mike mentioned he's got big turf show races. He's going to run for the first time on the main track for Jack Sisterson. Does such a good job. Vanishing Interest, I made him favorite on the line. I think they come back to him. Look, at step slow at the start, yes. Blocked the last 8th, yes. He was doing no running at all. Don't lose sight of that. He was not doing any running at all, and he would not have been a lot closer if he wasn't blocked. So just tread a little lightly there on a horse that they're definitely going to bet. Race number 3, flat 1-turn mile. Again, this is a good one. It's an optional claimer here for 3-year-olds and up. We've got a field of 6. Very, very good race. It's competitive. You went with the 5 Black Bell too. He's the horse to beat.
Yeah, I was between him and Lurman.
Sure.
Again, Lurman is a big question mark. It's been almost 2 years since he's been on the dirt, and I didn't get to talk to Herman, but I'm guessing one of the reasons they claimed him for the 40 was to take a shot back on the dirt, especially here at Gulfstream.
3 for 5.
3 out of 5, exactly. So, but Black Belt looks like he's maybe cycling back to that form. You look at his form, it's crazy. He won 3 in a row here, got a 97 buyer, ran credibly in the Hooper, and then his form just went trash when he went back north. So now he's also coming back to his favorite track. I really liked that work the other day. Finished up well. I think he should get a nice trip stalking Boca Boy. I'm just hoping he can get the early jump on Lurman and then maybe hold him off at the end.
Yeah, I just went the other way. I mean, Hermolensky and his son have done such a good job here at the meet. Chi-Chi won the stakes last week, and Mike said it. You see it right there on the paper. Let's claim him for 40 at Del Mar. He's out of jail. He's here. He's up in class. There's nothing to worry about there, and he's 3 for 5 on the main track. I think those are the 2 horses. Tartufu's got good main track form as well. Self-Talk comes in off a very, very nice win last week. He's 2 for 3 on the Gulfstream main track, so I think there's more going on here. Just our top 2, but I do think those are the horses to beat. Race number 4, we'll go 5.5 on the Tapeta in here. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. The tag is 10 down to 8. And Mike, you're going to go with the 3, Barbara, who had it going a little bit and then kind of goes off form, trying to get it back now.
Yeah, big rider switch here, obviously, from the double bug to Lionel. Look, at this class level, this is where he belongs. You look back last summer, he won 2 of these back-to-back, same open 10, 72 buyer, 74 buyer over the Tapeta. Kind of overmatched since being claimed. Now back for the 10 last week. Didn't run badly. Was down on the rail, which might not have been the place to be.
I don't think it was
anyway. This is where this horse belongs. Look, the barn is still looking for its first win this year. Maybe this is the one. She obviously belongs in this spot. Probably has to beat Lexinator now with the scratch of Serenade Kitten, who was going to be one of my long shots in here, just dropping back to this level as well. But she also gets a big rider switch, too, from a bug rider to a veteran. So probably going to be in the end one of those two, Barbara or Lexinator.
I went with Flip My Id. I'm just going to take a deep breath and hope she forgets to stop. She certainly should not have to work as hard as she did last time, going 44-4. It's Paco, it's Kelly Breen. We've got a stat here. You team these two guys up together, sprinting at Gulfstream, and just all told, they're pretty darn good. 20% here in sprints. Flip My Id just went crazy on the lead last time, and she got essentially pressed into defeat last time. I think with Paco now down on the inside, I'm just hoping that they don't fly as much as they did last time. To me, Alaturka is clearly the horse to beat. She's back with her friends today. The two huge races in September and August at this kind of level with the big buyers way over her head in her last two starts. St. Pat's Day all of a sudden is absolutely freaking now for Laura Cesaris and her stablemate Bahamian Moon as well. So I think she's the big threat on the drop, but I took a shot with Flip My Id in here. We'll go to race number 5 now. 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. We're sharpening them up a little bit. These are 2-year-old fillies and $35,000 maiden claimers. Scratched the 1 in the end. Scratched the 4 Warda, who Mike said he's interested in a little bit. The 5 next on stage is out. And the 8, Nobatia, is out. So I've got a long shot in here, and that's kind of out as well. We'll lose a lot of value. Mike, you're left with the 12. Dr. Ray D. Mike Maker.
Yeah, my big concern about Dr. Ray D. was the post
right.
12. Well, now she's in post 8. She's also outside, which might be a good spot. My main interest, puts the blinkers on, comes off a very fast work last week, gets Joe Bravo, gets a drop-in class, is going from turf to Tapeta, so that's a bit of a question mark. But, I mean, obviously 5-1 in the morning line with the 4 scratches, probably going to wind up 2-1 or somewhere thereabouts. This race just fell apart for me because I was planning to take a chance on water, so I was disappointed when I saw the scratches today. Yeah,
there's no doubt about it. My long shot last Gloria, I had her at 15, and she's going to be, I'll take 6 right now. Let's show the replay. Admittedly, a slow race for the level. Admittedly, this is a much better group today. She's going to end up beating a neck in here. And you watch this run down on the inside, and it's going to tighten up on her very, very late. She's making a solid move. I'm not going to tell you she was going to win. I'm not going to tell you she wasn't going to win. I'm going to tell you she would have been right there. And this is just, this is not how it was supposed to be. And look at her. She's coming through there. I thought it was a really sharp effort. Young trainer Matt Siami. I think I've seen enough of his work down here that he does a pretty darn good job. I think this is a race I think you're allowed to maybe look a little bit.
Yeah, now with all these scratches, it's and again, any value you thought you might get is going to be gone.
Yeah, Casualty's down on the inside now on the maiden special weight drop. Juan Alvarado, Brian Cohen, so she's a big threat in here as well. So 5 down, we've got 6 to go. When we come back on this 11-race closing day card, it's Rainbow 6-time, $75,000 in the gross jackpot guarantee. Stay tuned.
Gulfstream Park's championship meet brings world-class thoroughbred racing to South Florida each winter. And it's a prime reason to offer the best turf racing possible. Having the best surfaces is the key to offering a superior racing product. We are committed to attracting the world's best horses, trainers, and jockeys to run over our exceptional course. Gulfstream Park's new turf course will be unveiled this December.
It's tradition. Every year, the stars gather for a spectacle. Stars of the racing world collide to cement their legacy in their quest for greatness. Bear witness as we raise the stakes and shatter the status quo. Watch as the brightest stars in fashion take the stage and we forge unforgettable memories. Be part of this storied heritage. Revel in performances from the superstars of entertainment, and the unexpected awaits you at every turn. Join us in this unrivaling celebration, where champions ascend and legends are created. This is the Pegasus World Cup, where stars align.
And welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau with you. Our buddy Mike Welsh stopping by from the Racing Forum, and we appreciate that. 11 races on closing day of the Sunshine Meet here. Rainbow Six in race number 6. $75,000 in a gross jackpot guarantee. The pool will be well higher than that. Take a look at my ticket now. $24 ticket for me. Just a little minor rework with the scratches. The spread race, 2 of them are in race number 7. I go with the 9 in there. Val's Gal. There's the single. Breakout in race number 8. Safi looks poised to get one there. I think it's the biggest spread is in the 9th, and that's the 10, Moana's Power, for me on top. My best bet of the day is Spy Hunter. Jose D'Angelo trying to loop him a little bit in the trainer's title, and in race number 11 to end the meet, to end the weekend, and get us ready for the championship meet. Number 7, One Smokin' Rita for Ralph Nix on a drop. But let's get back to the 6th here because it's a tricky race. Hopefully Mike can shed a little insight in here in this maiden special weight on the Tapeta for the 2-year-old fillies. We do scratch to 6, a rose for Tina. It'll leave us with a field of 7. Both Mike and I are on Breezera, who ran pretty well on debut for Safi.
Yeah, it's hard to go against her. I mean, I liked the first time out, and she caught a killer in Great Bend as well, and who came back and won again just as easily in her next start. She broke slow. She rushed up, had no chance. Did hold on to be second, gamely enough. Came back and, blew out well for this. Or actually worked well for this, too. So hard to go back against her, even if she's going to be 3 to 5. The ones I've seen in here, Kazanka, Cool Tricks, not crazy about. I saw work on Maybelly on tape. Wasn't crazy about it. The horse that would concern me most, probably a Les Queen. Don't know anything about her. $80,000 purchase. That last work, a near bullet up there. You got to respect it off that. My one concern would be fitness. You notice he's only had 3 recorded works anyway since July 8th, and none past a half a mile. So that's a bit of a question. Now, I don't know if she was on a farm somewhere and got legged up there and then came in here for those 3 works. But I think she's the one to beat. But Breezero, hard for me to go against. Hard to take at that short price, but hard to go against with any real confidence.
No, there's no doubt about it. She's going to be a very short number. She'll be odds on here. As Mike alluded to, 4 first-time starters in here. All of them are eligible to be okay. Check the tote board out. I went with Kozanka in second. She's a half to Baby Steps. That's the only other full from the dam. Baby Steps is 2 for 3 on the Gulfstream Tapeta, and she won an overnight handicap here for Jorge Delgado earlier in the meet. Race number 7 kicks off the late pick 5. 5 furlongs on the Tapeta in this $8,000 2L for the fillies and mares 3 and up. Big scratch here. The 2 Glazed Ginger is out for Jose D'Angelo. Quick look at Samantha's late pick 5 ticket, which is updated after that scratch couple. She's got singles in back-to-back races. She's got the 10 in race number 10, and that is Take Care of Business. That's a bold single, and in race number 11 to get out of the meet. Same with me, One Smokin' Rita on a $16 ticket. Mike, big scratch here of Glazed Ginger. I think really wide open race now.
Yeah, I mean, she was going to be 3 to 5, I think, in here, having run third to Katana, 2 back. A little surprised to see her show up for 8, and maybe there was not a lot of intention of running her anyway, because they do have Tyara, who now becomes one of the major players in here. I went for Motown Madison, not with a lot of conviction, 1 for 13 lifetime, coming back here from Woodbine. The 2 things I liked, that last race, didn't get beaten badly by 2 horses that both come back and won their next starts with buyers of 61 and 65, which would be pretty good in this field. Also won her maiden with Zayas over this course back in June. So that 7 to 2 morning line again with Glazed Ginger out. You're probably looking at 6 or 7 to 5.
Big move here from a 5-pound bug up at Woodbine to Edgar Zayas as well. I took a shot with Val's Gal. Thought had a little bit of a trip last time. Should be better today. Aubrey Mirage starting to see him in the entries a little bit more. We'll see what we get, but Mike's right with the scratch now. Motown Madison off that very key race at Woodbine. Clearly the horse to beat. Late pick 4 here in race number 8. Flat 1 turn mile. Maiden special weight for the 2-year-olds here. We've got a field of 8. I'll tweet out the late pick 4 ticket, which is it's a run back of my rainbow. I think the interesting thing here is, let's just be honest, Mike, you'll agree, it's not going to be the best maiden special weight we're going to run all meet, or we have run all summer for that matter. Good. I'm glad you did not pick the 6, though, who we'll get to, a private purchase. Rapture Boy down on the inside, Jorge Delgado.
Yeah, I took a shot here at the price, though. The one thing about Breakout I could tell you, I mean, look, those are 2 decent horses that this horse has caught and run second again. Hancock's 3 for 3. No More Time was 8 to 5 that day when he won the race. The one I'm going to tell you about Breakout, his stablemate, One Sharp Cookie. They worked together last week, November 19th. One Shop Cookie was the best of the two. Edgard was on breakout. He's riding One Shop Cookie.
Okay.
The one concern I have about One Shop Cookie is he looks like a speed horse in a field loaded with speed, loaded with some pace. That's one reason I went for Rapture Boy. Finished second behind a wire-to-wire winner of Graham Motions last time, who came back and ran fifth in a turf stake at New York. So I think this is a horse that's eligible to move forward one more time. Worked well over the dirt, or worked okay over the dirt. Well posted inside. I'm just going this as a pace play and a price play. I tried to beat Breakout, and if you're looking for a sleeper, maybe One Shop Cookie is the one.
Yeah, One Sharp Cookie, I did, 8-1 for Safi on debut. They didn't bet this horse at all in a state-bred race, and now Rapture Boy, 2-turn race at Laurel. I think that's important. We bring here a lot of foundation for Jorge Delgado. Breakout private purchase by Ken Ramsey after that race. Kind of interesting. I don't know. I didn't see a whole heck of a lot here, but clearly going to be the horse they're going to have to beat.
Absolutely.
Race number 9, late pick 3 here on this 11-race Saturday closing day card. We'll go 5.5 on the Tapeta. This is a state-bred optional claimer for the fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Angie from Coombe, the 6, is out of this race. Wide open race. Mike, you're on the 5. You're on one of the horses that I was not going to talk about. So major price on the rise for Herm Walensky.
This just looks like a race that's going to collapse to one of the
Fall
closes.
apart,
There's so much pace in here. Again, we'll have to watch the course and see if horses coming from behind over this course today are at a bit of a disadvantage. But look, horse is coming off a big race. It's coming back to the Tapeta. The horse has won on the Tapeta, back with Florida breds. And the other thing I like about it, I just love that last work. I just thought that horse was striding out really well, looked like a horse that could handle the Tapeta, and I love the price. So going to have to work out a trip.
Yep.
A little less horses to work his way through with the scratches. But, again, I went for the price there. Same with Lady J. I thought this is a horse that could come running late. Toss out that
bring on the
last
replay,
race.
guys,
Okay.
because we've got the replay with Lady J.
I was going to call this horse this replay up, too. Horrible trip.
Yeah, horrible trip here for Lady J. She is the 8 horse in this spot, and it's just not going to go well for her.
No.
Moana's Power here, you can see her on the 6, but Lady J's trying to loop, and this is not ideal.
Watch her get bumped here, too, and carried out. Boom, right up there at the top of the stretch. So you can pretty much throw that race out. I just think, it deserves another chance at this level here. So, or back with Florida breds for only the second time in quite a while. Obviously was going to be competitive here with a cleaner trip.
She was making a run
in the same category, and she'll be a price, and she'll get some pace.
I want to bring up the Face the Music and Splurge race, too. Now, Face the Music is, she's going to be the horse to beat in here at Safi. We get it, all that. So here she is. Splurge, though, okay? Splurge is making a move to the front here. And you hear us or me or Samantha, me especially, there's a lot of times the rail is not the place to be on the Tapeta. And I think this race really points it out. She, to me, Mike, was going to win this race. She is down in quicksand on the inside, and she just didn't see it out. And I feel like that is the perfect race to show everyone. To me, it was a day when the rail was not the place to be at all, and she was stuck inside the entire way.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, you always look for little angles like that don't really show up in the PP. So she's outside now. Again, she's probably going to sit off the pace, too, and get a little bit of a run from off what looks like, is still going to be a pretty contested pace with Face the Music, Delta Charm, and Fortuna Bell, who's rarely outrun to the lead.
Yep.
So we'll see. Again, this looks like a race that could go many which ways depending on how the pace sets up and who can trip out from the bunch of closes we've talked about.
Yeah, exactly. I've got the 10 Moana's Power. I'm hoping Edgar can just settle her just a little bit and maybe not lose too much ground into that far turn. Race number 10, 5.5 on the Tapeta, same condition. Optional claimer for the state breds in here. These are the 3-year-olds, and this marks the second start back. We do scratch the 8 out of here, and that is Devil's Only Friend. Let's just bring up the replay of Spy Hunter, guys. I think he's clearly, Mike would agree as well, the horse to beat. I thought, Mike, I know he was 6-5. I get it. I thought, all things considered, a 371-day layoff, facing winners for the first time. I thought this was a pretty good effort.
No, it was a terrific effort. Again, my lone concern is he's in against such, more accomplished, more experienced horses. He's obviously going to move forward again with off that race, off the long layoff. He's probably going to be somewhere in the early mix in between horses. To me, this race was kind of a head scratcher. Another race where Tripp may actually determine the final outcome. I went for a couple of horses way on the outside. Take Care of Business, who's last time out, first with Florida bred, first time in this category, ran pretty darn well. He looks like he really loves the Tapeta. He finished well out in the middle of the racetrack, and I look for him to improve off that too, because he'd been off a long time
He did.
before that as well. And Game Boy Benny, if you're looking for a real big price, this horse is a 9-time winner who has not seen Florida breds in ages, but is going to get back with them again here today. And another, I think, should be coming on at the end. Hopefully we'll get a nice stalking trip. They don't get hung out too wide around that turn.
Yeah, without a doubt. Spy Hunter's my best bet of the day. And Mike made a good point. Jose D'Angelo, yes, he wants to win the trainer's title, but he's not jamming entries or running horses where they're not supposed to be. I know Spy Hunter's never run on the Tapeta. He seemed to have worked well over it on October 22nd. I just think it's onward and upward for him today, and I think he's a pretty darn good horse. Loyal Louis, to me, this is a monster class drop. Extendo, Competitive Saint, these open company horses. He doesn't like winning races. I know that, but we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if they bet your horse. I made him 6-1. Samantha had him singled. Rolling On, who he beat last race, was 9-10 in that race. They just seem to want to bet this horse. Take Care of Business, second off a long layoff. He's supposed to run better today, and he ran pretty darn good last time as well. Let's wrap up the Sunshine Meet and look forward to the championship meet in race number 11. 12-5 maiden claimers here, 5.5 on the Tapeta, a clean field of 9. It seems like everybody, Samantha included, one Smoke and Rita. Mike, I thought this was a pretty significant drop and cutback.
Yeah, I mean, 2 races back, came out of a key race and wasn't embarrassed there going 5As. Tried to stretch out last time. Probably helps the conditioning, but maybe just really doesn't want to go 2 turns.
Yeah.
Made a nice middle move, like a horse that's sitting on a win, turning back to 5As or 5.5. I think this race should set up for him. He's definitely the horse to beat, or she's definitely the horse to beat, unless she runs into some traffic of some sort.
Yeah.
For this price, off those last 2 races, I think it's hard to look past her.
Yeah, Tashima is, I mean, you didn't play her at all, and I think she is a play against. I made her favorite. I think it's Safi, it's Edgar. They're probably, it's Ken Ramsey. They're going to bet her, but she was routing on Tapeta, couldn't get it done at 6-5. This is going to be a sharp cutback for her, and she didn't run at all last time on the main track. So that's 11 of them for you. But before we leave you, we've got the lightning round to take a look at, and it leads off with the trainers race because Mike and I have talked about it, mentioned it yesterday. It's pretty exciting. 3 guys. Safi, the perennial champion, won the championship meet for that matter last year. But Victor Barbosa's got his nose in front. Jose D'Angelo's got a little bit of a puncher's chance in here. It's going to be fun to see how it shakes out, Mike, on 11 races where, as you said, they've all got bullets to fire.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough climb for Jose to make up
Yes.
3 on Victor and 2 on Safi, but he does have some live ones today, so we'll see. He's going to need a little luck, and hopefully he's going to have to throw in a hat trick here to at least get a share of the title. Be interesting if they could all bunch up and come down to those last couple of races, maybe one apart or whatever. So it'll be fun. Usually we get to this point in the season and we're presenting Safi the trophy out in these meets. But he's going to have to earn it here.
Jose's got, he's got my best bet in race 10, and that is Spy Hunter, and he's very live in the 11th race as well. So as I said, Spy Hunter is my best bet in race number 10. And Mike, you got a best bet today?
I'm trying to remember. I think I went for the chalk-eating weasel Brizero today for my best bet of the day.
I would hold the form up to try to find it, but we would block the entire television.
I'm pretty sure that's what I did. And when I usually go to those kind of logical horses, it means I really don't love anything else in the card. I hate to pick a 4 to 5 shot as the best bet of the day, but sometimes
I hear you. Sometimes you got to do it though. Long shot for me is really, I still think I'll get the technical long shot aspect of it, but Last Glory with 4 big scratches in race number 5, not going to get 15, that is for sure. And the big news next weekend, certainly the championship meet, we got a free calendar giveaway Friday and Saturday while supplies last, so we hope to see you out here. Turf racing is back, and that's the segue for the last one here. 1 week, actually now 6 days away from the championship meet. Kicks off on Friday. You can see the bottom line, and that is the biggest line. Turf racing returns. We've got a couple of them carded. It looks absolutely beautiful out there. We've given it a test spin. All systems go. 9 races on Friday to kick off the championship meet. We cannot wait. Mike, I thank you. We'll see you throughout the winter here. We'll hope to see everybody here as well. Gabe Pruitt is upstairs. He's going to his swan song today as well. We'll send it up there for him, the scratches and the changes. We're happy to have you aboard on closing day here of the Sunshine Meet.
Good luck.